Hi everyone and welcome. You're here today with Andy Valkyrie Divine, and today we're going through day 3 of Solar Plexus Power. Today we're going to be talking all about how to, what kind of tools for balance we have when our solar plexus is a little bit off. So I'm going to start with, again, just the practical things that we can do. And so when we're talking about balancing this chakra, again, we're talking a lot about energy, about power, about our will to get things done and to jump into action. And so I'll start by saying very common sense things, I guess, I hope. Power and will are just like a muscle, right? Like anything else, you need to exercise it, and you do that by going out there, by you want to take risks, you want to put yourself out there, and I don't mean take risks like in a dangerous way, but I'm just saying more in terms of actually claiming that right to action. So using your power and will in accordance with whatever action that you're wanting to take. And that also can be, going out there and exercising your power by getting yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone. That's where they say that miracles happen. When you're in your little bubble and you're just experiencing the routine day-to-day things. If you don't have that, that willpower, that drive to try things and do something, maybe a little bit out of your character that you really want to do, but you're just scared. There might be fear, there might be inhibitions, whatever it is, resistance. Resistance is a huge one when it comes to the solar plexus. Just go for it. Like, that's what action is all about. And when we're talking about manifesting, which is all about, the solar plexus, we're talking about manifesting our dreams, having goals, objectives that we work towards. That's what you want to be doing. So ask yourself, what's keeping you from reaching those goals? Is it fear? Is it, guilt? Is it because you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the skills? What exactly is it that's keeping you back from taking that step forward, from actually that's funny, actually jumping to action? So just think about that for a bit and see what's, how can you take action towards that direction. Another thing that goes hand in hand with this is breaking stagnant patterns. Again, it's that idea of we go through our daily, day-to-day life routines. It goes back to my day 1 when I was talking about how we're programmed, in our culture and our society and the way we see things, to obey, to obey everything. Our government, our bosses, our parents, our, schools, education, the whole system is based around obedience and fitting into a certain box and a certain category and doing what, everyone else does. And, not to say that that's wrong, but sometimes, that keeps you, at a certain level where you're blocking yourself, your own expression of your own self, from actually, being out there. So my point would be just to gain a little bit of momentum, to break down the patterns that keep you struggling, that keep you at a lack of energy, and if the routine works for you, then that's great. Don't do anything, just try to maintain it, but if you're like most people I know, there's always some kind of resistance there. There's always discontent and disappointment. And remember, disappointment goes hand in hand with this particular chakra, because if you're not realizing your real self, if you're not taking action towards the goals that you have and the dreams that you have, then you're not realizing yourself and who you want to be. So that's another thing, right? You want to move and to stir that energy to propel you forward towards where you want to go. Another thing that I would suggest is addressing power imbalances in your life. So any kind of power imbalance that might be in your life, you know, and it could be anything. It could be at work, it could be with you know, a partner, it could be with parents, it could be with roommates, cats, you know. I have power imbalances with my cats sometimes, so you never know, you know, and you want to try to see, you know, where is that coming from? Where is the imbalance? Is it because I'm too submissive, or is it because I'm too controlling, right? And working through that, and you'll start to realize that as you walk through the different relationships that you have, you know, because again, you know, to stress this out as much as I can, everything is energy, right? And energy is what we're talking about when we're referring to this chakra. So every system that you're part of, right, whether it's the work system, the education system, the family system, you know, your friend system, it's a system. And as a system, there's certain energetic patterns, certain you know, dynamics that are involved in running that system or keeping it going, to having that energy continue, right? So think about if there's any imbalances there that, you know, you feel that you can do something about, and even if you don't feel like there's something you can do about it, think about it, you know. And that's why I said sometimes you just need to step out of your element a little bit more and have that courage, have that fire, that passion to stand up for yourself. You know, if you're too submissive or if you're too controlling, then, you know, try to figure out, why am I trying to control these things? You know, why is it that I don't you know, that I don't feel like I can be okay with just stepping back? You know, why do I need to have that overbearing need to control absolutely everything in my life, right? So that's a lot with being rigid in your energy patterns, and then that's also a manifestation of a blockage that can happen. Again, I can't stress this enough, but go out there in the world, okay? I know it sounds weird, but you cannot find yourself, you cannot find what your purpose is if you don't go out there and experiment and discover, and, you know, and that takes will, that takes power, that takes a lot of energy to, you know, to put into it so that you can get something back from it. But at the same time, you want to let your passion and energy be known, you know, and that goes for anyone. I mean, you know, I was really scared at first to do something like this. I used to hate videoing, and to some extent I still do, you know, but I feel that, you know, it's my purpose to be here and to talk and to teach and to share my knowledge with all of you, and that takes precedence over any fear that I might have, any insecurity, any doubt, anything at all, you know. And it's just by stepping out of that comfort zone, stepping out of your resistance, of that fear, of that insecurity, that you end up, you know, putting yourself out there and discovering that there's even more to you than you knew, you know. So there's definitely something to be said about that. And now, other things that I would suggest are laughter, because we were talking about the solar plexus as a humor center, and you know, laughter is very therapeutic. It's very helpful, and it feels you know, joyous. It makes us feel energized. You know, we laugh so hard, remember that our abs are hurting, our stomach is hurting, and our jaws are, you know, aching, but it's good. We feel so good when we do it, and it's rejuvenating, right? It brings back that energy, and it kind of, you know, as your stomach is kind of rumbling as you're and jiggling as you're laughing or whatever, because your abs are contracting back and forth, you know, it stirs up the energy in that center, you know, whether you know it or not, it does. So that would be another thing that, you know, it's again, maybe not common sense, I don't know, but I definitely think that it's worthwhile to explore. Other things, I'd like to actually read you guys a little paragraph here. It's about expressing and releasing anger. So I'm just going to read that for you. I thought it was a very, very good way to put it. Again, it's from this book, Healing with Crystals and Chakra Energies. Okay. Okay, so in this area of the solar plexus, healing can be approached in several ways. Allowing things to be as they are, rather than trying to control them, helps to remove fears. Expressing the fire energy as anger helps to link the solar plexus with the sacral and base chakras. People who experience a lot of anger often live so much in their minds that they do not realize how angry they are, especially with regard to authority figures who have dominated and disempowered them. Shame can often be recognized in internal conversations that replay critical comments from the past. So again, we're talking here about, releasing anger from things that, things like even the power imbalances that I was talking about, when you feel that you're being overpowered, you feel powerless, and then that's, again, a blockage in the center. You don't want to feel powerlessness, and hence you have that need sometimes to control if you're on the other end of things, because you absolutely are trying to avoid getting in that situation where you're assuming that position or that role. And so releasing anger, releasing these kinds of feelings helps to energize the chakra and to let that fire out in a healthy way. So that's that. The next thing I'd like to address is, just like I said in the previous videos, so things like, carrying crystals with you. I'm going to go over the crystals in a second. Having little mojo bags, taking baths with these crystals. I think that all of the ones that I'm going to talk about today are safe for you to take baths with. Like they're hard enough. Most hardness is enough for you to use them. And so those are practical things that you can do. Again, put them in your pillow. I'll go into each of them sort of step by step. But anything that you can do, like keeping them in your pillow, carrying them in your pocket, putting them in your purse. Other things would be wearing yellow. So I think I'm wearing somewhere my flower, my little yellow flower. So those again, you're trying to vibrate with the color frequency of that chakra in order to stimulate it, right? And so I'll go through the crystals right now. I mean, there's many of them. I just chose a few here, and I'm going to use the Book of Stones again to just give you some properties. So the first one I'm going to start with is citrine. It's by far the most used one, and with good reason. One that it's very easy to buy. It's very easily accessible. Here's one. It's not so colorful. You can have little points like these. Like these would be the ones that I would carry with me, like little chips. You can also put them in mojo bags or throw them in the bath if you'd like. Here's a bigger one. You can kind of see here that it has a ton of points on the top here, and it's on the matrix here. It's like a druze, and so this is again just citrine, and you can see that it's a vibrant color. It's a yellow, but it's a very vibrant and radiant type of pigment. And that's because it's trying to, it's a happy stone, it's a radiant stone, it's supposed to embody the energy of the sun, and in doing so, it's a booster, it boosts things up, right? The sun is our energy source. It really is our energy source, just like the solar plexus is our energy source. We look there to gain our energy and to have our energy, manifested, right? Again, our stomach, right? That's how we transform the energy, from food, from water, everything that we ingest. This is the center where it all happens, right? So citrine is really good for that because it boosts that up. It's also a very happy stone, so it keeps you energized throughout the day. You can even pop one of these in your water, and it'll program the water with the same types of vibrations. The next one I have here is pyrite. I don't know if you can see it. This one's a raw piece, I hope. And here we have like a little square. And pyrite, I love pyrite. I don't know, there's something about it that just catches my eyes, but it's more of a masculine stone. It has a different kind of vibration. It's a little bit stronger. I would say that citrine is a lot gentler, so if you want to kind of work your way up, in a more gentle fashion, you can start with citrine and then work your way up. But pyrite I find is, you know, it's a lot more powerful, and again it has that vibrance. You can find what are called pyrite discs. I don't have one, but if you just search it on Google, you'll see it's literally like a flat disc of pyrite, and they're absolutely gorgeous. And if you can just take that and put it on your solar plexus for 10 to 15 minutes and just sit there and absorb its energy, you know, it's really rejuvenating. It's really, it gives you that, again, that vibrance of the sun, of the colors of yellow, you know, and I personally find it very, very beneficial. The next one, I mean, there's lots, but I'm just showing you a few that are pretty easy to find. So if you're looking to buy some crystals, or, you know, work with a few, they're reasonably easy to find and easy on the wallet. These would be some. There's other ones I wrote here, like yellow apatite, topaz, amber, pyrite, citrine, tiger's eye, yellow calcite. Remember I showed you the orange calcite ball? So that was orange, but there's also the yellow one. There's different types of calcite. Calcite comes in like all colors, just about. So, you know, again, you're trying to just match the color of the chakra with the proper crystal. And so here we have tiger's eye. This is a raw piece. I know you can't see it very, very well. And then here I have two other pieces. Oh, my phone's ringing, but that's okay. Okay, and I'm going to read you a little bit from the Book of Stones in relation to tiger's eye, because I love this stone. It's one of my favorites. So hang on a second, let me just get that for you guys. And if you still hear the phone in the background, I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. Okay, so tiger's eye. Tiger's eye is a solar stone of vitality, practicality, and physical action. It stimulates the root chakra and the solar plexus, assisting one in taking effective actions in response to the needs and challenges of physical life, and remaining grounded, calm, and centered regardless of the outer and inner situations. Tiger eye energizes the body to accomplish the imperatives of the will. When one needs to persevere through extended time, hard effort, and entangling difficulties, wearing or carrying tiger's eye can lend one the strength to overcome fatigue or discouragement, right? So those were two of the manifestations of blockage we were talking about at the deficient side of the spectrum. So remember yesterday I was talking about chronic fatigue and that feeling of feeling disempowered and you know, disappointed. So that's what this talks about. So overcoming fatigue and discouragement. Tiger's eye activates and aligns the lower chakras, so one's actions draw upon the full spectrum of primal strength, creativity, and enlightened intention. Okay, excellent. So again, at the center of the solar plexus is where we have kind of like we're beginning to merge the top with the bottom. So we have a lot of influx from the bottom in terms of that practical grounding kind of nature, you know, and at the same time we're starting to get input from consciousness, from the higher parts, right, which is where we get that will from. So the power comes from the bottom, the will comes from the top to merge into the center where we can, you know, take action. And so that's what I wanted to say for today. I'm going to do the meditation separately, just like I did with the sacral chakra. I've been getting a lot of feedback that you guys like that. I can't promise I'll do that all the time, but I'll do that for today. And I also wanted to let you know that tomorrow Tamara and I are going to take a little break. So we've gone through the first 3 chakras, which are like the material, physical kind of ones, and then next we're going to move on into the top 4. So we're just taking a little break there of 1 day in between the 3 and the 4, and we're going to get back to videoing and blogging the next day. So that would be Sunday. So stay tuned. Tomorrow I'm actually going to have a little surprise for you guys on my page. What I'd like you guys to do is just to go on my page and follow what's going on there. I'm going to mention it only on my page, so please stay tuned. All you have to do is one little tiny action, and I'm going to surprise you all with a little gift. And so please stay tuned for that tomorrow. But like I said, the next video that will come up will be actually on Sunday. So that's it for me for today, guys. Later on I'll be bringing in the meditation for the solar plexus. I have a really, really good one, so I think you guys will enjoy. And I'll be seeing you again soon. Thank you. Blessings.